Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have another Ninjago Sons of Garmadon set number 70639. This is the Street Race of Snake Jaguar. It contains 308 pieces, retails for $29.99, includes builds for 2 bikes as well as a little shrine to hold the Oni mask. Just going in order of first thing built to last, we'll start with this little shrine here. It's a very, very simple build. It uses a minimal amount of pieces, and it uses a Nexonites, what are they called? Like the Squire bodies. And, just attaches onto the bottom of this torso extension part, which you'll see later can be attached to Mr. E. But it also includes the 2 red katanas that you can, put in his hands when, he's actually being the four-armed version of himself. And one thing that is very interesting that I will note now is that in addition to the head used for the mystery figure, we get a second one of this head. And obviously you can just flip the mask up like that. It's a side build. That's pretty much it. It's cool that you get a place to display this though, because I think with the Kilo mask set, he has to be wearing it the entire time. There's no other place to put it. Next thing built is Zane's bike here, and it's a bike basically. Zane hasn't gotten a motorcycle since the season 1 snowmobile thing, so this is again kind of something different for Zane, which is good. It would be kind of boring if you got the same things over and over again. One thing that they've started doing with this wave of Ninjago sets is introducing a kind of accent color, and for Zane it becomes this dark azure, and I really like the dark azure color in LEGO. I don't know why, I just really like it, so I appreciate its inclusion here. The color scheme of this is a little bit less, or a little bit more jumbled than the majority of these Ninjago vehicles from this wave, because you do have a little bit of red that's visible, some regular blue, which isn't too bad, but then the yellow, a little bit distracting. It's not too bad, it's just a little bit worse than the standard. The wheels are larger at the back than the front, which kind of creates this little bit of a rake. It's kind of cool. Zane can barely fit on here with his quiver. It kind of requires that he's not attached specifically just to those studs. It's a little bit easy to knock him out, but when you attach one of his hands to the handlebars, it's not a problem at all. And just removing him there, you'll see he is only attached with 2 studs, which is a good thing. It means he doesn't get too stuck in there. You got this flag on the back, which has a sticker on both sides. One has the little snowflake that is his symbol, and one has this thing, whatever that means. And this can be angled up and down if you want to change the angle. It also has these blades here on the side, which can be brought out. So say, you're coming up alongside the Sons of Garmadon bike included, and you just go like that, and you'll just slice his tire, which, that's something you can do. They made an app, and I played it once, and you go faster when your blades are out like that, and you just attack everybody. So I don't know if you've played the app, maybe that'll seem familiar to you. And other than that, it does have 2 stud shooters here. They do face down towards the ground, so the range is a little bit lower than usual, but it's not too bad, and it definitely is still still substantial and works as stud shooters. However, if that range isn't enough for you, you can simply pull this off. This is the new version of the Falcon, kind of. This is definitely robotic and not... I don't believe it's the same Falcon, but it could be. You could see it however you want. It's really just another robot drone that happens to slightly resemble a bird. And now you have the stud shooters with you here, so you can fly around. So say Zane's driving, you could have the Falcon come over here and attack this guy. It just is what it is. I like the little beak created at the front and the sticker on there. Or all the stickers on there. Looks good. And without that there, though, Zane's bike looks kind of bad. You do have 2 of these printed 2x2 tiles. It's a shame that those are hidden because I really like the way they look. And you also have another sticker here, which kind of doesn't, you can't see it when the Falcon is there. Also, was a little bit harder to see. Obviously, you can still kind of see it from like this angle when the Falcon's on there, but with that removed, you can clearly see the sticker here. That creates kind of a speedometer, control gauge, whatever. But you know, I think the vehicle looks significantly better with Zane's Falcon on there. You could just raise the wings too, and then be able to shoot more. So. It's a decent little feature, and I like the fact that it transforms. I'm just not sure I'm a massive fan of the bike itself once the Falcon is off. The Falcon by itself is a cool thing, but the bike without it, not really. And Zane's bike is meant to oppose here, this Sons of Garmadon bike with Mr. E. So it's Mr. E's motorcycle, really. This bike was a particular vehicle that I was looking forward to after the first sneak peek, because you see in that sneak peek Lloyd in his Ninja Nightcrawler chasing Mr. E. So I was hoping that we get this as a set, and we did, and it was the last set I bought, so a little bit disappointed in myself, but it's a cool set, I think, or a cool build, I mean, just visually. I like the seating area for him. It's got this next nice shield piece in purple. Just creates a cool seat back. Obviously you can't really lean back that far while still holding onto the handlebars. That's kind of the furthest he'll get, because otherwise he'll have to he won't be able to reach. But it still looks cool. I like this sticker on the top as well. Just getting in those blues and those reds and the purples. I think all of those are important colors for the Sons of Garmadon color scheme, and it's kind of a weird, jumbled color scheme, but I think it works really well. He also has two more of his swords here, which I think just look good, and when you remove them, you kind of lose a little bit of the red in that spot. I don't know, I feel like it legitimately looks better with his weapons attached, which is not a thing I say often, to be honest, about these Ninjago vehicles, where you're able to store their weapons in a spot that is visible. I don't know, usually it looks better when they're not there, but not in this case. I don't know, it just looks really good to me. You also have these stickers on the front wheel that have these saw blade, or have this saw blade kind of design. It's the same kind of thing as Kilo's big saw on the front. It kind of is supposed to look like that. Again, I don't like putting stickers on these circular pieces when they're supposed to spin, because if you don't get it perfectly centered, it'll kind of wobble around. But if you can get past that, it looks cool, especially when it's just static. He does have some stud shooters here. These ones, shoot off studs like normal. They're positioned pretty well, and they just work. The blades here kind of create a good look when they're like this, but you can also bring them forward, and you'll create a play feature. Because of the way these teeth are placed, these blades will move up and down as you drive the bike. They've done this several times with Ninjago sets in the past, and they're doing it again here. These blades, though, are a cool part, and I'm glad to see them included here. They were actually introduced for the Sons of Garmadon wave, which is interesting and kind of cool. I believe they may have been used in one other set outside of this one, but not in this color. I don't remember that for sure. If you wanted to, you can also just move these around up and down. Say a ninja coming to attack you, you just swipe the blade up, and there goes the ninja. Poor Zane. You do get a lot of purple back here when these blades are brought forward, so the black does kind of balance that out. But I think the purple looks good on its own too. I don't know. I just really like the design of this vehicle overall, and the stickers at the blue lettering bring in just a little bit more of that color here. Again, also with the curved tile up here, shows a little bit of blue through it. I like those really tiny accents of blue, and I don't know, just works well to me. One minor complaint about this is that from this side, this banner, which has the Sons of Garmadon logo and emblem on there, it's not visible when you're facing, or when you're viewing the bike from this direction. So it does have a camera-friendly side and a camera-unfriendly side. I don't think that's the end of the world, and obviously there's no real way to make a 2x3 banner that's the same on both sides, unless they were to introduce a new size of flag. But I do think that for what this is, this is a pretty good bike, and I'm very happy with this. I think I prefer it over Zane's, actually, to be honest. The Zane figure here is not exclusive to this set. It also appears in a junior set, exactly the same variant. But this is the Sons of Garmadon version, and if you're getting just the Sons of Garmadon wave and don't buy junior sets, then this is the only way you'll get one. It does come with a bow and a quiver, like the Ninjago movie introduced for him. And, you know, he has a new color of mask, because it has the black headband this time, which I think looks better than having it completely white. And the face print is the same as, you know, the junior set. It's a new print for Zane, slightly updated to look a little bit more Ninjago movie-like. It's very similar to the Hands of Time version, how it also has the port on the back of his head. I like the medium azure brought in, or the dark azure brought into his torso design. I think that looks good. There's a little bit of metallic silver throughout. Torso, yeah, you can kind of see it's bright there, and then it's darker. That stuff is all metallic. And, you know, if we turn him around and look at the back of his torso, with the quiver removed, you'll see his symbol is printed here in silver. That is all metallic printing, which, again, I'm a big fan of the metallic printing. And he does continue that dot pattern that obviously continues throughout the entire figure. I think, you know, the prints on this are pretty well designed, and I like the way that this looks. And lastly, we have Mr. E, and I said it before when I reviewed the Temple of Resurrection. I really like the design of this character. Just the printing throughout the torso and legs looks really, really good. You have good back printing on the torso. The shoulder armor is nice, cool new mold, and that face print under there looks really good as well, with just the two eyes. And, you know, when you combine that with the red visor, I don't know, I'm just a really big fan of the way that this figure turns out. And the cool thing that happens in this set is that they make him even better than he was in the Temple of Resurrection. They include this this Oni mask, which gives him extra arms. And we gotta zoom out so you can see the full thing. But this is a really, really cool looking figure. He's got the Oni mask, you can flip that up. I love the printing on this. The only thing that I'm not a massive fan of is that there's no printing here to continue the Sons of Garmadon jacket, but I guess that doesn't really, or that wouldn't really make too much sense, but I don't know, just the vibrant colors of this design here. It looks really, really cool. And he looks particularly menacing when you attach all four swords that are included throughout the set to him. And, you know, this is how he fights in that first scene where he puts on the mask and gains the extra arms. He has the four swords, so, you know, looks pretty good. Particularly interesting looking figure. I don't know, I feel like this will be relatively collectible. I don't know, it just feels collectible to me, at least. Probably my favorite figure to come from the Sons of Garmadon wave. Overall, I really like the way that both of these motorcycles came out. I think the set on the whole was pretty well done. I'm a big fan of the exclusive Mr. E variant with the second torso attachment. And, you know, the chopping blades function is kind of cool, and something that I forgot about until I actually got to that part of the build. Overall, of the two bikes, I prefer Mr. E's quite a bit. I think Zane's is cool, but the colors are just a little bit jumbled, and I think that that's what throws me off. Also, the fact that when you remove this Falcon thing, it just doesn't look good. You know, I think that those are my two major complaints about it, but I like the ability to remove that Falcon. I think the Falcon itself is cool, and the fact that you get two bikes in a $30 set, you know, reasonable value for money. Maybe having a third figure could have improved it, but I feel like the mystery figure is just so good that it doesn't need a third one. So, overall, I think that this is one of the highlights of the Sons of Garmadon wave. I think it may be my favorite. I don't know, I think this and Kilo vs. Samurai X both surprised me a lot, actually. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.